Hey everybody, it's Gov Guy Nick. Welcome back to the channel. We're here with another great video that teaches you about government contracting. The whole point of this channel is to help you and give you guidance, give you strength, and let you know that if I can be a government contractor, you 100% can too. So, one of the tricks and tips, we've talked about all kinds of different things on this channel that have to do with government contracting, and one of the best things that I ever learned and figured out was a capability statement. Now, some of you might know what a capability statement is, some of you might not know. So let's just do a quick little talk about capability statements. Capability statement is pretty much a resume for your company. Just like it says, it's what your capabilities are. So really, it's a brief outline for contracting officers or potential clients, if you're not doing government contracting, to be able to see at a glance on a piece of paper what your specialties are and exactly what you can do for them and what kind of services you offer. Now, one of the best things, like I said, that I learned having a capability statement is that every single bid that I send in, I send a separate file within the same email when I'm responding to a contract, and I will also say in that email, "Dear contracting officer, please find the solicitation in this contract. Also, find my attached capability statement. Keep it on file, and should you need my services in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out." So basically, by giving them your resume for your business and asking them to keep it on file, depending on if you have many different skill sets, you then have them calling you. That's right. Once the contracting officers, you get enough of them that have your capability statement and they see, oh, Nick does, he sells steel, he does firefighting, he also has trucks and does trucking, and he does tree work. Now, with all that stuff on my capability statement, if the contracting officer comes up with a new contract and goes, oh, you know what, we have a couple trees we need cut down. Who is that guy that we bought metal from last time? Oh, Gov Guy Nick. His company also does trees. So now they'll go back, and actually I have probably 3 to 4 contracting officers a week, because I've been sending these out for so many years, that hit me up and ask me to bid on contracts that I didn't even look at and see were on SAM.gov. So literally, by having a good capability statement, you can start having contracting officers reaching out to you. And it's just really getting your name out there and letting the world see who you are, letting the contracting officers know who you are. So let's take a quick brief look at a capability statement and exactly kind of what goes into it. So here is just a template that I found on Google, and I've got capability statements for every one of my companies. This is just a template and a sample of something you can see. Once again, everybody that's watching these, make sure you stay tuned, because we actually have a piece of software coming out soon, and it's going to write capability statements for you. You're going to have to enter some information, but it's going to come out for you. So make sure you stay tuned, and in the coming weeks, we will have something coming out that's helping you do your capability statements. Now, there's many companies out there that charge $600. I've even seen as much as $3,000 for them to write a capability statement for you. This is something that will be part of the software that we are putting out. So once again, just stay tuned. But capability statements also, just to start out, when you're starting out, it's easy enough to do for yourself. Like I said, you can find templates, and also there's plenty of different images of different capability statements on Google. So make sure you just go look around, and it's pretty easy to figure out what you need to do. One of the first things, obviously, is you want to label it. You want to label it capability statement so that the contracting officer can easily find it. You're going to want to put your name in there also, up there, to make sure that easily they can see your name. If you've got a logo and any of your contact information, you want to make sure you put the logo up there, up in the corner, put your name, put the contact people's names, your phone, your email, so that it's really easy for them to see how to get a hold of you. Just because this one's in black and white, here's a little tip. You can add some color, make it pop a little bit. I see some people go a little bit crazy and put pictures on there and make it this crazy flashy thing. You're totally welcome to do that. I don't personally do that, but you can most definitely do that. You want to do a short introduction, a statement relating to your company's core competencies and even agency-specific needs, followed by keywords and bullet points. You don't want to do long paragraphs, really. You want to use short sentences and just give a quick overview of what different kind of stuff you can do. Who are you? What kind of equipment do you have? What kind of background do you have? I also like to, depending on different NAICS codes that I have, I like to make a section over on the side too where I put my NAICS codes, and it just makes it easier for, at a glance, for contracting officers to look at it and see what exactly it is. Another quick one, and once again too, to remind everybody, you want to make this document one page. Don't make this any more than one page. You just wanted a quick glance. You don't want to tell them your whole history. You don't want to tell them about your whole life. You just want to, anything that's special about you or sets you aside from anybody else, make sure you put that on there. Have you got special equipment? Are you using, do you have special people that work for you that are certified in a certain way? Do you guys have certifications with the company that most other places don't? You want to say all of that stuff. Once again, like I said, do you have special pieces of equipment that you use that are proprietary, that you invented, or that, you know, heavy equipment that you have so that they can kind of glean as much as they can just from a simple one-page document here. You want to list a little bit of past performance of who you've done similar work for, and even agencies, especially if you've been doing it for different government agencies. Put quick stuff on there. You can say, we've completed 6 projects for the USDA. US Forest Service loves us, and we've got 8 projects under our belt for them. DOD has bought 15 different contract products from us. Anything like that that's relevant stuff that you want to put on there. You also, you know, at the bottom, usually I put my company data, a brief description detailing what your company is. Give them all the information. Give them your DUNS number, which is now your UEI, but if you have a DUNS, you can put that on there too, your cage code, all your NAICS codes. Anything that you have that's a set aside. Are you a veteran? Are you a minority owned business? Are you in a HUD zone? Are you A8? Disabled veteran? Native American? Any of that stuff you want to put on there, because once again, if they're looking for somebody to specifically fill a contract, they could just hit you up and potentially make a contract or a set aside straight for you because they have their quota they need to fill. Do you accept credit cards? Do you have a GSA schedule? Any other live contracts that you have, including BPAs, which are blanket purchase agreements, which are usually contracts that are running for years and years or going on for a long time? That's also something you want to put on there. Any relevant information that you can fit onto one page, make it easy to read, make it easy to glance at. That's what you want to put on a capability statement. And like I said, you want to put all your contact information a couple times on this piece of paper. That way, at the top and at the bottom, and it's easy for them to go, oh, if this is Nick's company, here's how I get a hold of them, so that it's easy to reach out and for them to remember you too. And really, like I said, adding it into every bid packet when you email it off, or to any contracting officer, if you get a buyer's list from somewhere, that this is all great things. And it's just a little bit of an extra thing where you're sending an email out already, and it's just a little sprinkle on top of the cake to just make you stand out a little bit better, and also make it so that the contracting officers have a little bit more to go off of, and it just makes it more likely that they're going to reach out to you. Like I said, I have several emails a week for all of my different companies that I send capability statements out with, that contracting officers literally come find me now. I still look on sam.gov and I still find contracts, but I have them reaching out to me all the time with different crazy things, just because I gave them my capability statement and I told them, hey, hold on to this and let me know when you have things that you think potentially could be in my wheelhouse. Once again, as we end every video, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for subscribing and liking this video. It means a lot to me and it helps us out a whole bunch. Literally, I'm here to help you become more successful. I want you to gain financial independence just like I did, where I get to spend time with my family. I get to spend time with my kids as much as I want. I don't have a boss telling me what to do. I only make as much as hard as I want to work, but that is the best way in life to be. It's to be independent and to get going on your own program. I started doing government contracting while still working on a 9-to-5 until I started making enough money that I could quit. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And once again, keep in mind, just because it worked for me doesn't mean it works for everybody. So I'm just giving you information that has worked for me and helped me be successful. To close, as I always say, you guys, if someone like me can do government contracting and figure it out, I promise you, you can. There's no difference between you and there's no difference between me. I went and I found people that had done things that I've done before and watched videos and listened. And a lot of this stuff I waded through and figured out on my own. That's why I'm trying to pass this on to you so that you can be 3 steps ahead of where I was. As always, I love you all so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you subscribing, and I appreciate you liking this video. Make sure to stay tuned for more information on government contracting from Gov Guy Nick. We'll see you next time.